Hey guys, my name is Bridget and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss my 5 videos a week. But today's video is going to be about the Morphe 12S palette. So this is a small palette from Morphe. It is $14.99 on their website, and I really wanted to give this really shimmery palette a go. So I'm going to go ahead and show you what this looks like. Looks like this. There's a whole bunch of shimmery, glittery colors in here, a lot of yellowy tones and gold tones. And today we're going to review this, and I'm going to swatch every single color for you and let you know what I think of the palette as a whole. So let's go ahead and get into this video.
I'm not afraid.
Alright, so before we dive on into the swatches, I just want to go ahead and say that the size of this palette is really great for me. Compared to like a giant Morphe palette, this one works amazingly. It's so handy. It's almost as small as the little palettes by Morphe. You can tell it's bigger than them, but you get a lot more shades and it's really cute. So for $14.99, really good price point, and we're going to go ahead and dive right into the swatches so you can see the pigmentation and shininess for yourself, because these are all shimmer shadows, which I really like a mix of shimmer and matte shadows. So this palette isn't like an all-in-one, this is all you need palette, but it's still really great. Let's go ahead and get to the swatches. Okay, so this is the palette. It says 12S in the bottom. I'm gonna go ahead and open it up. And this is what it looks like. So you get a lot of yellows, a lot of golds. You also get a couple other colors like red tones and corals, and this other gray one. Let's go ahead and swatch the first shade. I don't know the titles of these shades because they're not labeled. Well, let's do it here. So as you can tell, it's really pigmented, it's really gold, yellow, and very pretty. So this next shade is another gold tone. This one's slightly darker in shade. They look really similar. This one's just as pigmented. So the pigmentation so far is looking really nice. Next we have like a peachy little neutral shimmery shade. There we go. You can tell this one's much warmer in color, but the pigmentation is just as beautiful and very buttery in texture. So onto this next shade. This is kind of like a brownie kind of shade. Yeah, you can see it. I'm going to swatch this one. Yeah, there we go. So these are very chunky. I'm getting a lot of like little chunks when I'm blending these out because they are very buttery. But the pigmentation so far is so good, but watch one of these be like terrible. And that's how usually things go. Alright, this next shade is the warmest gold color of the palette. It reminds me a lot of Morphe shadows. Oh, this one's so creamy. This one's beautiful. Look how gold that is. Gorgeous. So I don't know if this 12S palette stands for like a summer or like a shimmer or what, but so far they're all shimmery beautifulness. This one is a darker shade of gold, more of like a brown. This reminds me a little bit of the green shade So Quiche by ColourPop. There you go. Beautiful. Next we have a very similar color, slightly darker than this one, but it's practically the same shade. I don't know if they were running out of ideas or what. They look very similar. You can tell that one's darker than the other, but I think it's because maybe I pressed it a little bit harder. This one is the only gray of the palette. I was kind of wondering why they made this just one lone and then all the rest of them are warm colors. It's like a steel beautifulness. Very chunky when swatched. Maybe it's like a gunmetal. Next shade is this first red color. It's like a dark red, subtle, like a reddy gold. Beautiful. Can't really tell it's red in the swatch, but it looks gorgeous, and the pigmentation is awesome. Like, it's so good. And I'm sorry, I'm cleaning off my fingers between everything. This one is the first corally color. It's more like an orange. Very bright, very summery. This is more of a pinky, reddy, terracotta kind of color, I guess. Ooh, this one's extremely pigmented. You can see the orange undertones of this one. And the last one is the coolest looking shade in the palette to me. This one's the one that really draws to my eye. It is more like a maroon burgundy kind of red tone. So dark. Look at that one. It's shimmery, it's buttery, it's beautiful. And this is all the swatches. Let me zoom out so you can see all of them. This is the entire palette. You get so many colors to choose from. A lot of golds, some red tones, and everything like that. This palette is beautiful. It's definitely worth the $14.99. And I highly recommend this if you need some shimmery shadows in your life, because every single one of them is pigmented. There's not any disappointments, which I'm really surprised, because there's usually like one or two shadows that kind of suck in a palette, but not this one. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Go ahead and give me a thumbs up if you want to see more Morphe products or palette reviews, and I will certainly do that for you. I put out 5 videos a week, and I will see you on the next one. Bye guys!